Well, hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee and we've got quite a few things going on today. We have been busy. We have done 80 quarts of tomatoes in the last few days. We're going to do another 40 quarts on Thursday. My daughter and I, she was here yesterday with me, and my camera's sitting on all the jars of tomatoes that I got to wash. Anyway, with that, I made, because I'm doing a lot of pizza now because of the pizza oven, I made like a pasta base. Not quite, like the tomato paste, but it's pretty thick, and I'm going to use it for my pizza base, my pizza sauce base. And then I can spice it up however I want after I crack the jar open. It's going to be like a no-boil sauce. So I think it'll be nice to have that on my shelf as a go-to. You know, I don't have to worry about doing this every time I want to make pizza. Anyway, these are all various tomatoes out of my garden. And I just chopped them up, put them in here, and just let them cook down. And this stuff, you'll see, it's very, very thick. They cooked, oh my gosh, all day yesterday and most of the night. They just simmered real slow and got real thick and beautiful. So I'm getting ready to can these up, and I just wanted to show you that. Okay, you can see this. This is warm. It's not screaming hot, but it's nice and warm. And it's beautiful. And I didn't put anything in it. I didn't put any salt in my jar or anything, and I don't plan to. Look at how beautiful that is. Isn't that just gorgeous? All right. We don't need to debubble it because it's liquid, of course. But we're going to wipe down the rim on this jar. Finger tight. Beautiful. I'm going to set that aside because that's going to go in my little water bath canner. It's not ready yet, but that's okay. We'll get to it. After I get these all jarred up, then I got to get cutting up I got to do my food prep for my pizza. Cut up all my veggies and stuff. I love that. I think that's gorgeous. And it's nice and thick. Oh, just a little bit more there. There we go. This is going to be so nice in my pantry. Beautiful. I'm going to make several more jars of these too. And but all I do is just cook it down. I don't add anything to it. It's just like a sauce, basically. A thick sauce. You could use this base for a nice ketchup too. Or even, which is nicer, is like a tomato jam. Which, you know, it's not like, you know, your fruit jams that you put on toast. Tomato jam, I think the stuff is wonderful with French fries and burgers and, you know, things like that. But you could make this into a nice tomato jam as well, even straight out of the jar. So the sky is the limit with just some plain sauce. There we go. I'm going to do 6 jars, and then the rest I'm going to turn into pizza sauce today, and I can freeze what I don't use. So it'll be good. All right. That's the end of those. Those are going to go in the water bath canner as soon as I get it ready, and I'll tell you how long they process for at that time. Okay, friends, these are just barely warm, so I'm going to put them right in the canner here, in my little one, and we'll fill them. I got warm water going in here, just so it doesn't shock them. And these are, I think, are going to need to process for 35 minutes, but I'm not positive. I'll have to check on it. I gotta add more water to that because they have to be completely covered. And then I got a nice amount here that's left for the pizza. There we go. That's going. That's got to process for 35 minutes. Let's get going on this. I'm going to put this in a smaller pan, and then we'll make our sauce. Okay, friends. We got garlic, we got parsley, we got Italian seasoning, and a little bit of basil, and salt and pepper. I'm going to put some olive oil in there, and I might wind up putting a little dot of sugar in it. Okay, I'm going to start out with, I'm going to do about a good teaspoon of salt. I'm also going to do a teaspoon of pepper, a scant teaspoon of pepper. And this is a half tablespoon, and I want a tablespoon of Italian seasoning in there. I'm going to do a half tablespoon of basil. I'm going to do a full tablespoon of garlic. This is my own garlic too. Great stuff. I'm just going to put a little handful of parsley in there. And I'll probably wind up putting just about a quarter cup of oil in there. I'm going to do, I don't want this sweet, but I am going to do, oh, maybe I'll do a tablespoon of sugar. There we go. All right. We'll get this mixed up. I'm going to turn this on and heat this up a little bit. Now my jar's in there. That'll be for a no cook, or no boil. I won't have to cook that. Just add my spices to it. That's actually what I could do with this too. Okay, we'll get this going. Get this all mixed up, warmed up, and then we'll give this a taste. It smells divine. It's nice and thick. That sauce is beautiful. I let that sauce cook an entire day. And no, it didn't burn because I cooked it very low and slow. Okay, we're going to give that a little taste. Now that I got that mixed up really good. Look at how it's so thick. I love it. That's what you want. You get a runny pizza sauce and you're going to get soggy pizza. And that is good. That is really good, friends. I don't think I need anything more to that at all. Perfect. Okay, that's done. That's beautiful. Those are boiling. We're going to set a timer for those, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, you know what? I got to feed people. I'm not going to do pizza for their lunch because I'm nowhere near ready for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a very simple, like a sausage Alfredo pasta bake. And I'll put the recipe in the description box for you too. It's a nice little casserole. I'm going to use the smoked sausage. And I'm going to cut it on a diagonal. I think my knife needs to be sharpened. There we go. We'll get that cut up. Put that in a bowl over here, because that's going to go in there. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to sharpen my knife. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this garlic. And I want 3 nice cloves of it. I'll set the other over there. Get rid of this. Well, that one went flying. I got another one here. We're going to make this all homemade, so you'll see that it's a really nice recipe. We're just going to start giving this a rough chop. And we're just going to cut this up as small as we can. There we go. That's all the cutting we need to do. All right, friends. Can't see me too well. Let's sit down for the stove. But I'm going to get these out of here. These turned out beautiful. And you'll see them. I am so pleased with how those turned out. Those are going to sit right on my little chopping board there and cool off. Okay, I'll show you. Look at how beautiful that turned out. Beautiful, red, just gorgeous. That'll be perfect for pizza sauce. All right, we're gonna get this going now. In this pan, we're gonna turn this on. Okay. We're gonna get our butter in here. And our garlic. We're going to melt them together. We're going to get this all melted in together before we put our other stuff in there. Our water's boiling. Now is the perfect time to salt the water. It's the only time you're going to be able to season your noodles or your pasta. In they go. Give that a little stir. We're going to cook those just to al dente, so about 6-7 minutes. We're going to turn that down a little bit. All right. We're going to keep going with this. We want this nice and sauteed. We want this butter melted before we put our goodies in there. Beautiful. We got 3 tablespoons of flour going in. 3 tablespoons of butter and 3 tablespoons of flour. Always equal parts, friends. And we're just going to let that cook that flour taste out for a minute or two. Won't take long. Okay, now we're going to put in our chicken broth. 1 cup. And we're also going to do 1.5 cups of milk. And we're just going to stir this up. When it comes back to a boil, it'll start to thicken. Okay, we're going to give our noodles a nice stir here. We're going to put a little salt in here. And pepper. And we'll put a little bit of parsley in there, just a little bit. Now that'll start to thicken. We're just going to turn that down just a little bit. I don't want it to burn. We're going to give that sauce a taste. Make sure I got enough garlic and goodies in there. I put extra garlic in, so. That's good, but it needs a little more of everything. Okay, so here we go. It needs more salt. It needs more pepper. And it does need more garlic. There we go. Now we can turn this down a little bit because it'll thicken up as it simmers there. It's just like making, it's almost like homemade cream of chicken soup, but it's a little more, you know. You can use the jarred Alfredo. And I'll tell you what, on days when I'm busy, that's what I do, but I got a little time today. So I want to give them a good lunch. Good old homemade, home-cooked meal. Nothing beats it. All right, let's give this a taste. Let me rinse my spoon off. That's beautiful looking, isn't it? That, friends, that's perfect. Okay, now we're going to put our sausage in there. And I'm going to stir these noodles up one more time, and I'm going to check them, see how much farther they have to go before they're actually al dente. I think they're pretty close. Oh, another minute. And those will be ready. So I'm just going to let this sit in here for just a minute. I'm going to turn that down on low because then we'll have to add our cheeses to that. Once this is done, I'll do that. Okay, friends, we're going to add in our cheeses. And there's 1/2 cup of our Parmesan, and it's a nice grated Parmesan. And then we're going to take and do a cup of the mozzarella. And that's just a nice big handful. Okay? And we're going to stir that until that cheese melts and it's nice and smooth. Because those are done, I'm going to mix this up real quick here. Okay, well that's melting. Let's put these in the strainer. I'm going to dump my pasta in there. Hopefully I'll have enough room. Might have had to get a bigger pan, but we'll make it work. You know me, I like to have lots of room to stir stuff. But we'll get this. This is beautiful. The burners are off. All we gotta do is just mix this up, get this in our pan. And there we go. We did it. You're gonna love this. This is a fairly easy one-pan meal. Okay, now before we go any farther, let's taste this. I need a fork this time because I'm going to take a couple pieces. It doesn't need anything, it's perfect. All right, we are gonna put this, if I can lift this bad boy, I'm gonna put this all in this pan. That's a heavy son of a gun. Mr. Wayna always lifts these up for me. Okay. We don't want to waste any of this, so let's get this out of here. There we go. Okay. Okay, now we're going to spread this around. We're going to sprinkle just a little bit of mozzarella on the top. About another cup. Okay, now with this, I'm not going to put it in a broiler yet because they're on their way back here from getting the metal, and I don't want it to get cold on them. So this is going to just set aside, and then I'll bring you back when I get ready to put it in the oven. We're just going to put it under the broiler just enough for that cheese to melt, bubbly, and get a little brown. Okay, so let me clean up my mess, get my dishes done, and that'll give them time to get back here, and then we can get this in the oven. I don't want a big mess. And I've got 40 jars of stewed tomatoes to wash and get ready for the pantry too. Okay, friends, I'm not quite done with my dishes, but we're going to turn this on to broil. My clean trays out of there. I put my trays upside down in my oven after I wash them to dry. We're going to put this under the broiler for about 2 to 3 minutes. All right, friends, it is done. And it's got a little brown on it. Oh, it's beautiful. Let me show you. I'm not digging into it yet. Gorgeous. It smells wonderful. right, friends, that's how nice that turned out. And it's delicious. I'll put the recipe in the description box and you can give that a try. I had to clean my stove, friends. It looked like a war zone. I just clean it with soapy water. And I usually wipe it down with WD-40 because it's all stainless and it shines it up beautifully. So there, that's done. I got all the jars cleaned. All I got to do is label them, put the rings back on because they're going to my daughter's house, so I saved rings. I want the rings back on them to protect the seals. I opened the fridge because we were going to work on the pizza stuff, right? The pizza prep. And I found a bunch of beans staring me in the face. I need to blanch these and get these in the freezer. So I'm going to do that. While those are blanching, I'm going to quickly label these jars, get them ready to go because my son-in-law is coming to pick them up. Look at these, friends. These are gorgeous. What a beautiful addition to our pantry. Look at all those of you who didn't see the video, we've got celery and garlic and onions all in here. Gorgeous. Look at all those big chunks of love in there. If you have to move your jars, which is not really a good idea, but like my daughter, we have no choice. I put the rings back on them just to protect them because they're going to be riding in the back of a truck, and I hope none of the seals pop on them. These jars are all washed and the rings were washed. I just put them back on there. She's not going to store them with the rings on. That's just simply for the ride. Okay, friends. I am ready to start prepping my food for my little pizza bar so that when I put my pizzas together to go into the outdoor oven, I can just line it up right on the counter and make them as I go. So, let's see. We've got the mozzarella cheese. I'm going to put that into a container. I've got the pizza sauce done. You seen that. We got a pepper here, a couple peppers. We got some mushrooms. We got some red onion. I'm going to also cut up another sweet onion. Let's see. I got pepperoni. I got hard salami, which is wonderful on pizza. And I got a chunk of ham that I'm going to cut up for that. And that looks to be good for right now. I don't want to cut the meat up right this minute. So, first thing we're going to do is get this mozzarella cheese in here because I don't want to be I got company. I don't want to be digging this up. I'll be back in a minute. Okay. We got the cheese in there. I'll set that right there. I'm going to whack up this onion real quick. I'm going to turn on my fan. In case I have to do some more. So I'm just going to do this real thin. As thin as I can. And slow down when you get to your fingers. There we go. I got this one for the onions. Now if I need more onions, I can always do some sweet onions that I've got. But I like the red onions for pizza. I think that'll be enough to start with. Okay. All right, we got that. This I can save. I need a garbage bowl. Same with this. I'm going to save that. I'm going to do these real thin. You don't want thick chunks when you're cooking your pizza in a wood-fired oven, because it only takes a few minutes for that pizza to get done, and you'll have, you know, raw veggies on there. So you want them fairly thin so that they cook. I'll put these in there. There we go. That's a lot of green pepper. So that's good. I'm going to put these in there. Okay, the green pepper's done. We'll set that there. Now I want to do my mushrooms. I'm going to just cut this little piece off here. This will be nice because then when I'm making those pizzas, all I have to do is just line these up, and it's all good. I want these real thin. I'm going to put the lid on that. Set that over there. Get rid of this. Okay. Okay, so now the meats. I'm going to line these up. This is hard salami. Yeah, hard salami. And I think I'm going to cut these in half. Hard salami is so good. Love this stuff. Okay, there's the hard salami. Now I got my pepperoni here. These are nice sized pepperonis. And I think I may put these in half too. I think I'll cut half of them in half and leave the other ones whole. Good stuff. Okay. Now I've got boiled ham, and I got just one big chunk of it from my butcher. I'm going to cut this in little chunks, just like I had that. And then maybe we can get this done, get this in the fridge, and we'll be all set. Okay, and this is the last I've got to cut up. So, I'm just going to cut it like so. I don't have to worry about cutting this paper thin because this is already cooked. This is ham. So, it'll just heat up in there. And it'll be good. Then we'll have this done, and I think after this, I'm going to run out of time. Okay, that's done. Lids on these. You know what? I could just put this right in there. Wouldn't that be good? That way the meat's all in one. Beautiful. So I got the meat. I've got, this one's empty. I've got the meat, the mushrooms, peppers, onions, cheese, and scraps. So we got pepperoni, we got salami, we got ham. We've got mushrooms, onions, and peppers. I think that's good, don't you, Mr. Wayna?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I think that's good for right now. That'd be almost like a deluxe pizza. So, pretty good. All right, friends, that's it for today. We did a lot of stuff today, friends. A lot of odds and ends that I needed to get done. All the jars that my daughter and I canned up yesterday, 40 jars of stewed tomatoes. They're washed, labeled, and they're already out. She's probably putting them away as we speak. My pasta sauce turned out beautiful. I've got not my pasta sauce, my pizza sauce. And I've got pizza sauce that is all seasoned and ready to go in the fridge for the pizzas. I got my tomato sauces done. I've also got the recipe for the smoked sausage Alfredo bake. I'll put that in the description box. And I think that's it for today. It's late. It's after, it's after 8 o'clock. It's time to unwind and relax. So you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out with me in the kitchen, and I'll see you in the next video. And thanks, friends, for watching.